Welcome, explorers. Before we start, where are you tuning in from? I always find it fascinating to know where people are located. This is Chile, a land of breathtaking contrasts and hidden wonders awaiting discovery. Today we invite you on a journey beyond the ordinary, a journey into Chile's most extraordinary secret natural gems. From the driest deserts to emerald rainforests, from volcanic fire to icy cathedrals, prepare to be amazed by the untamed beauty and timeless magic of this remarkable country. Let's begin our adventure together. At the southern tip of a continent, ice and wind have sculpted a realm of raw beauty. Torres del Paine, the Towers of Blue. Colossal glaciers carved these granite spires, leaving behind a landscape where mountains rise like monuments to the planet's power. Lake Piho's vibrant hue reveals the lifeblood of this ecosystem, the glaciers. Grey glacier calves massive icebergs, their blue brilliance drifting in silent, ever-changing forms. Relentless winds shape the lenga trees into flag-like forms, while glacial meltwater nourishes pockets of lushness amid the rock. Light transforms the park. Sunrise ignites the peaks, storms shroud them in mystery. Each visit is a unique encounter with Patagonia's untamed heart. This is nature's artistry at its most dramatic. Now we journey north to the Atacama Desert, a world apart. The Atacama is the driest non-polar desert on Earth. In some places, rain has never fallen. Yet, life persists. Flamingos gather in hypersaline lagoons, their pink plumage a vivid contrast to the desert's muted tones. The salt mountain range rises, mountains of salt, clay and gypsum, sculpted by wind and time into fantastical shapes. Here, silence and emptiness reveal the planet's extremes. The Atacama teaches us about resilience, the value of water, and the stark beauty of desolation. To witness it is to see the Earth's story written in stone and salt. This is a place of wonder and survival. Within the Atacama lies Valle de la Luna, the Valley of the Moon, a landscape so alien it feels otherworldly. The valley is a jumble of rock and sand with no sign of life, only silence and surreal formations. From above, wind-etched patterns and bizarre rock shapes create a natural sculpture garden. The palette is ochre, beige and rust, with salt's white brilliance highlighting the contrasts. Canyons and caves glitter with salt crystals, their layers telling a story millions of years old. Valle de la Luna is a reminder of how alien our own planet can be. Yet it is a uniquely terrestrial wonder, born of the Atacama's extremes. From the air, its silent majesty is undeniable. High in the Andean Altiplano, Lauca National Park unfolds like a dream, an untouched wilderness where Earth seems to touch the sky. Snow-capped volcanoes stand sentinel over emerald lakes, their reflections shimmering in the thin, crisp air. Herds of vicuñas graze among tufts of golden grass, while flamingos wade in sapphire lagoons, painting the landscape with flashes of pink. The silence is profound, broken only by the wind and the distant call of wildlife. As we drift above this high-altitude paradise, we are reminded, in places like Lauca, the planet's wonders are not just seen but deeply felt. Hidden along the remote shores of General Carrera Lake, the marble caves known as Capillas de Mármol await like a secret whispered by water and stone. Sunlight dances across the ripples, casting shifting patterns that seem to breathe with the pulse of the earth. Drifting inside by boat, you're enveloped by silence and colour. Echoes of water lapping against stone, the cool light refracting around you like stained glass in a cathedral. The marble caves remind us that nature is not only an architect, but an artist, creating beauty so pure it leaves us in awe, suspended between water, marble and sky. High above the Atacama Desert, where the air is thin and the silence profound, lie two of the Andes' most breathtaking secrets, Laguna Miscanti and Laguna Miñiques. Nestled over 4,000 meters above sea level, these sister lagoons shimmer like sapphires set in a crown of ancient volcanic peaks. The air is filled with a sense of peace, broken only by the soft calls of Andean birds soaring overhead. Here the world feels untouched, a canvas painted with the deepest blues, the brightest whites. Standing on their shores, you become part of a landscape that stretches to the ends of the sky, where earth, water, and volcanoes meet in perfect harmony. Hidden in the heart of Chile's Lake District lies a place where time seems to bend: Conguillío National Park. Here, ancient araucaria trees, often called living fossils, tower above the forest floor like guardians from a forgotten era. Black rivers of solidified lava snake through the landscape, remnants of the mighty Lema volcano that still smoulders on the horizon. Its snow-dusted peak looms above, a constant reminder of nature's restless power. Laguna Conguillío's tranquil waters reflect the jagged peaks and ancient trees, creating a scene that feels both primeval and eternal. It is a place where you walk among giants, beneath the gaze of volcanoes, and alongside waters as old as the land itself. Here, nature is raw, wild, and unforgettable. Hidden in the remote wilds of Chilean Patagonia, Queulat National Park is a realm sculpted by water, ice, and time. Here the air feels charged with life, thick with the scent of damp earth and moss. But it is the park's most extraordinary wonder, the hanging glacier, or ventisquero colgante, that captures the imagination. The sound echoes through the trees, a constant reminder of the glacier's slow, powerful breath. Quig and lenga trees stretch skyward, their trunks cloaked in velvet moss. In Queulat, the boundaries between earth, water, and sky blur, nature's artistry on full, breathtaking display. Queulat is a place where wonder flows as freely as the waterfalls, and where the wilderness feels as endless as the imagination itself. Stretching across the wild expanse of Patagonia, Lake General Carrera shimmers like a sapphire dropped between the mountains. Its waters, impossibly clear and vividly turquoise, seem almost unreal, reflecting the jagged peaks and endless sky in a spectacle of color and light. Here, the Patagonian wind sings across the surface, rippling waves that dance toward distant horizons. But perhaps the greatest marvel lies beneath the surface, where minerals from glacial meltwater infuse the lake with its iconic color. an electric blue that shifts with the changing light. Lake General Carrera is more than just a body of water. It is the beating heart of Patagonia. To stand at its edge is to feel the pulse of the wild, and to witness a landscape shaped by time, ice, and the relentless spirit of Patagonia itself. Rising like a perfect white cone from the lush Chilean Lake District, Osorno volcano is a vision so iconic it seems almost mythical. Osorno's slopes, cloaked in ancient lava flows and emerald green forests, create a dramatic contrast between the power of fire and the serenity of the landscape. Just beneath its towering presence, the Petrohué River surges with energy, carving its way through volcanic rock. Here, the Petrohué falls thunder in a breathtaking display. Turquoise waters crashing over jet-black basalt, sending up mist that catches the sunlight in shimmering rainbows. The trails that wind through this region invite explorers to witness nature's artistry up close. The perfect symmetry of the volcano, reflected in crystal-clear lakes, the relentless force of the falls, and the ever-changing moods of the Andean sky. To stand in the shadow of Osorno, feeling the spray of Petrohué falls on your face, is to be reminded of the power and wonder that shape this land. A harmony of opposites, forever in motion, forever inspiring. Hidden in Chile's remote southern wilds, Pumalín Park stretches across nearly 1 million acres, a sanctuary where nature's resilience and human vision come together in breathtaking harmony. Once threatened by logging and neglect, this land has been transformed into one of the world's largest private conservation projects, thanks to the unwavering dedication of environmentalists and local communities. Here, colossal Alerce trees, some more than 3,000 years old, tower above the forest floor, silent witnesses to centuries of change. Waterfalls burst from sheer cliffs, their spray nourishing a tapestry of ferns and wildflowers that line the forest's edge. Endangered Darwin's foxes and poodles, the world's smallest deer, move quietly through the undergrowth. But Pumalín is more than a refuge for wildlife. It is a living testament to the power of conservation. In Pumalín Park, every drop of rain, every whisper of wind, and every shaft of sunlight tells a story of hope, of a land reclaimed, and of a future where nature and humanity walk together in stewardship and wonder. Tucked away in northern Patagonia, cradled by ancient forests and shrouded in mist, lies a hidden paradise, Cochamó Valley. Often called the Yosemite of South America, this remote sanctuary is a place where nature's artistry is on full display, sculpted over millennia by glaciers, rivers, and the relentless march of time. Rising sheer from the valley floor, these monolithic cliffs soar hundreds of meters into the sky, their pale faces streaked with waterfalls and crowned by swirling clouds. Moss-draped quag and alerce trees, some centuries old, form a living canopy overhead, filtering sunlight into 1,000 shades of green. But Cochamó Valley is not just a place to behold, it is a land for adventure. For days on end you may walk without seeing another soul. The only company the rush of the river and the call of distant condors riding the thermals above. The valley's rivers, fed by snowmelt from the surrounding peaks, are the lifeblood of this land. Each bend in the river reveals a new marvel, a hidden waterfall, a natural slide of polished stone, or a tranquil pool reflecting the sky. For the people who call Cochamó home, the valley is more than a landscape, it is a legacy. Today, local guides and conservationists work hand in hand to protect this fragile paradise, ensuring that its beauty endures for those who seek adventure and solace in equal measure. Here the wild heart of Patagonia beats strong, a place where granite giants stand watch over emerald forests, where every step is a journey into the unknown, and where the spirit of adventure is as boundless as the sky. Beyond the mainland, shrouded in perpetual mist and crowned by emerald forests, lies a realm unlike any other, Chiloé Island. Queulat National Park stretches across the island's wild western edge, a sanctuary where ancient Valdivian rainforest meets windswept dunes and pounding surf. On stormy days, the forest seems to breathe, branches swaying, mists rolling in from the sea, cloaking everything in a veil of mystery. But Queulat is more than its wilderness. Each village is a tapestry of tradition, women weaving woolen ponchos, children playing beneath the watchful eyes of wooden churches, their spires piercing the ever-changing sky. By candlelight, elders recount stories of ghost ships that haunt the fog, of the shape-shifting Caluche and the elusive Troco, a forest sprite said to appear in the gloaming. Along the wind-battered coast, colonies of Magellanic and Humboldt penguins waddle ashore, sharing rocky outcrops with sea lions and black-necked swans. Fog drifts through the forest like a living thing. Stories echo in the crash of the waves, and every path seems to lead deeper into the unknown. Chiloé Island is a place where nature, culture and legend are forever entwined, a world apart, waiting to be discovered by those who seek wonder on the edge of the earth. At the heart of Chile's Lake District, a perfect cone rises above a shimmering expanse of blue. This is Villarrica Volcano, one of South America's most iconic and active volcanoes. Below, nestled at the volcano's feet, lies Lake Villarrica, a vast glacial lake whose waters mirror the ever-changing moods of the mountain above. Along the shoreline, black volcanic sands give way to lush forests of Queulat and Arayan, their leaves glistening with dew. The town of Pucón sits at the water's edge, vibrant and alive, a gateway for adventure and a haven for those drawn to the wild beauty of the region. Guided by local experts, they ascend icy slopes, crampons crunching on snow, eyes fixed on the distant rim where molten lava sometimes glows in the night. Along the lake's tranquil shores, kayakers glide through crystal-clear waters, their paddles sending ripples across the mirrored sky. Families picnic beneath ancient trees, laughter mingling with the calls of native birds, steamer ducks, kingfishers, and the haunting cry of the southern lapwing. In rustic lodges and lakeside cabins, the warmth of a wood fire chases away the chill, while the scent of freshly baked bread and roasted meats fills the air. Mapuche traditions endure here, woven into daily life, from the intricate textiles sold in village squares to the ancient rituals performed in the shadow of the volcano. At night, the stars seem to gather above Villarrica, drawn to its restless heart. Here, on the edge of fire and water, every visitor becomes part of a story millions of years in the making. Beyond the well-trodden paths and famous peaks of Chilean Patagonia, a hidden fortress rises, etched in stone and silence, Cerro Castillo National Park. Named for its crown of jagged, castle-like spires, Cerro Castillo is a realm where raw wilderness still reigns and nature's artistry is on full, untamed display. The heart of the park is its legendary trekking circuit, a winding journey that leads intrepid hikers through wild valleys, across rushing rivers and up steep wind-battered passes. The trail to Laguna Cerro Castillo is the park's crown jewel. It is a test of endurance and spirit, ascending through forests of twisted beech before breaking out onto open scree. Then suddenly the view opens, a glacial lake of unreal blue cradled beneath the sheer black walls and icy pinnacles of Cerro Castillo itself. In this amphitheatre of stone and sky, time seems to stand still. The delicate tracks of a puma traced in mud along the riverbank. Unlike its famous neighbour Torres del Paine, Cerro Castillo remains a sanctuary for those who seek solitude and connection with the wild. Its trails are less crowded, its silence deeper, its rewards hard-won but unforgettable. It is a place where every journey becomes a story of resilience and awe, and every visitor leaves with the wild imprinted on their soul. In the shadow of snow-capped volcanoes and the vastness of the southern Andes lies a sanctuary where time slows and the ancient heart of Chile pulses quietly beneath towering trees. Huerquehue National Park. Here the air is heavy with the scent of rain and earth, and every footstep upon the mossy ground echoes with stories that began long before the first human gaze. Huerquehue is a realm of old-growth forests, where the legendary Araucaria, Chile's living fossil, stands sentinel over the land. Dozens of crystalline lakes and lagoons are scattered among the hills, each one a mirror to the sky and the ancient trees that guard their shores. The most famous trail, Los Lagos, winds upward through the forest, revealing hidden gems at every turn: Laguna Verde, Laguna Toro, and the ethereal Laguna Chico. Listen closely, and you'll hear the music of Huerquehue, the rush of waterfalls tumbling through narrow ravines, the chorus of native birds echoing from the treetops, and the soft whisper of the wind threading through the araucarias. As you climb higher, the scenery shifts. The forest thins, revealing sweeping vistas of the Villarrica volcano, its perfect cone rising in silent watchfulness over the valley below. In the hush of dawn, when the first rays of light pierce the forest, Huerquehue becomes a place of quiet magic. Mist drifts between the trees, and the lakes glow with an otherworldly brilliance. Huerquehue National Park is more than a destination. It is a refuge for the soul. For those who journey here, the memory of Huerquehue, its lakes, its forests, its quiet power, will linger long after the path has ended, like the echo of a distant bird call in the heart of the wild. Above the clouds, in the windswept heights of the Chilean Altiplano, a world of surreal beauty unfolds. A place where earth and sky blur and silence stretches as far as the horizon. Here, at altitudes often exceeding 4,000 meters, the Altiplano Lagoons rest like scattered jewels upon a vast golden plain. Each lagoon is a mirror, perfectly reflecting the drama of the Andean skyline, the serrated peaks, the brilliant blue of the heavens, and the ever-shifting shapes of passing clouds. The colours are almost otherworldly. Waters shimmer in hues of turquoise, emerald and sapphire, edged by mineral crusts in shades of white and ochre. In the early morning, the surface of the water is often broken by the elegant forms of flamingos, Andean, Jameses and Chilean, feeding in the shallows. Their pink feathers catch the dawn light, creating a living tapestry of colour and movement. Vicuñas, with their slender necks and golden coats, graze nearby, ever watchful for the elusive Andean fox. The air may seem still, but life here is vibrant and resilient, perfectly adapted to the extremes of cold, sun and altitude. Rare species found nowhere else on Earth call these waters home, their existence as fragile as it is precious. For the indigenous Aymara and Atacama peoples, these waters are sacred, home to ancient legends and guardians of the highlands' soul. As the sun sets, the high desert glows with a light that feels almost unearthly. In the hush of twilight, it's easy to believe you are standing on another planet, a place where the rules of nature bend and the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Here, above the world, the heart beats slower, the senses open wider, and the memory of these high-altitude mirrors lingers like a secret whispered by the wind, long after you have descended from the sky. Far beyond the familiar trails of Patagonia, past the last outposts of human settlement, lies a land where the world seems to fall away. A place so remote it is often called the end of the world. This is Navarino Island, a wild and windswept landmass separated from the continent by the icy waters of the Beagle Channel and cradled by the southernmost fjords and forests of Chile. Towering above the island's forests and peat bogs rise the jagged teeth of the Dientes de Navarino, one of the planet's southernmost mountain ranges, sculpted by millennia of wind, rain, and ice. Embarking on the Diente de Navarino trek is not just a hike, but a true adventure into the heart of wilderness. Each step takes you farther from civilization, deeper into a silence broken only by the rush of wind, the call of a caracara, or the splash of a beaver in a hidden stream. The terrain here is as unpredictable as it is beautiful. Weather can shift in an instant, from dazzling sunlight to driving sleet, from tranquil stillness to howling Patagonian gusts. Along the way, the landscape reveals its secrets. Fields of twisted dwarf trees shaped by relentless wind, carpets of tiny wildflowers blooming defiantly in the short austral summer, and views that stretch all the way to the icy waters of the Drake Passage. To walk here is to become part of a living tapestry, one woven from the threads of endurance, wonder, and humility. As the trek comes to an end and the jagged peaks of the Dientes fade into the southern mist, you carry with you more than memories. You carry the spirit of adventure, the awe of untouched nature, and the timeless call of the wild, echoing from the last frontier on Earth. South of the roaring fjords and snow-capped volcanoes, where Chilean Patagonia begins to dissolve into a labyrinth of green valleys and blue rivers, lies a hidden sanctuary, little known to the outside world, the Puelo River Valley. The journey into the Puelo Valley is a passage through time, Dense stands of coig, ulmo and luma trees rise skyward, their trunks draped in moss and lichen, forming a living cathedral that muffles the modern world. Above, condors ride the thermals, casting silent shadows over the valley's hidden lakes and meandering streams. Its waters are legendary. Crystal clear, icy and teeming with life. Salmon and native trout dart through turquoise pools, while otters slip silently along the banks. In the quiet backwaters, black-necked swans and kingfishers find refuge among floating islands of reeds. Narrow, misty gorges where the river churns in white rapids, and tranquil lagoons where the valley's ancient silence lingers undisturbed. In spring, wildflowers paint the meadows with bursts of colour, while autumn cloaks the forests in gold and crimson. The valley's ecological significance cannot be overstated. Here, rare creatures like the pudu, the world's smallest deer, move through the underbrush, and the elusive huemul, Chile's endangered national deer, leaves delicate tracks along the riverbanks. Human footprints are few and far between. The valley is home to only a scattering of remote hamlets, where small communities live in harmony with the rhythms of the land, fishing, farming and tending flocks as their ancestors have for generations. Life here moves with the river's flow, unhurried, resilient and deeply connected to the earth. Kayakers and rafters are drawn to its wild rapids, while trekkers lose themselves in paths that wind through primeval forest and across swinging footbridges. Yet the valley's greatest gift may be its silence, a profound living quiet broken only by the rush of water, the whisper of wind in the trees, and the distant call of a bird. In this untouched corner of Patagonia, the modern world feels impossibly far away, and the timeless dance of nature continues as it has for millennia. Here, at the crossroads of mountain and forest, river and sky, the valley stands as a testament to the enduring power and beauty of wild places, a sanctuary not just for wildlife, but for the human spirit. High on the windswept Altiplano of northern Chile, where the Andes rise like ancient sentinels and the desert air shimmers with mirages, lies a world that feels unbound by Earth's familiar rules, a place called Salar de Tara. Salar de Tara is not just a landscape, it is a living dreamscape. A journey to Tara is a pilgrimage across the bones of the world. The road from San Pedro de Atacama climbs ever higher, winding through a tapestry of ochre, vermilion and gold. The Atacama Desert, already one of the planet's most extreme environments, gives way to the surreal. Towering rock formations, cathedrals sculpted by wind and time, rise from the flats, their shapes casting long, otherworldly shadows across the shimmering crust. Flamingos gather in the shallow, mineral-rich lagoons, James's, Andean and Chilean flamingos, their feathers painting the water in blush and coral. Vicuñas, the wild cousins of llamas, move in small herds across the salt flats, their tawny coats glowing against the stark white earth. The only sounds are the distant calls of birds, the whisper of the wind, and the soft crunch of salt beneath your feet. In this silence, the senses sharpen. The colors of the land intensify, the turquoise of the lagoons, the emerald of distant wetlands, the fiery orange of the setting sun igniting the mountains. The drama of Tara is in its contrasts. The delicate, ephemeral beauty of flamingos set against the raw, ancient violence of the volcanoes. The brittle crust of salt layered over hidden springs and bubbling geysers. The icy winds that sweep across the flats, sculpting the land anew each day. It is a place that humbles and inspires, reminding us of the resilience of life and the astonishing artistry of nature. For those who come seeking wonder, Tara offers not just beauty, but a profound sense of connection to the wild, to the ancient, and to the infinite. You are both impossibly small and inextricably part of something vast and eternal. Salar de Tara is not merely a destination, it is a revelation, a testament to the enduring magic of the Atacama and the endless possibilities of the wild earth. South of Santiago, where the bustling city gives way to the towering ramparts of the Andes, lies a realm carved by ice and shaped by time. El Morado Natural Monument. Here the mountains rise in sudden dramatic walls of stone, their summits cloaked in snow, even as summer sun bathes the valley below. In this sanctuary of sky and silence, the San Francisco Glacier sprawls like a frozen river, its blue heart pulsing at the foot of El Morado's sheer cliffs, a living relic of the last ice age. The trailhead, a simple gateway between the familiar and the untamed, marks the start of a trek that is as much a pilgrimage as a hike. As you set out, the landscape opens before you in a tapestry of contrasts. Thorny shrubs and ancient coiron grasses cling to the rocky earth, their roots gripping the soil in defiance of wind and frost. The trail weaves through glacial moraines and past turquoise streams fed by snowmelt. The silence is broken only by the calls of mountain finches and the distant rumble of shifting ice. Occasionally, you might glimpse a shy vizcacha, a rabbit-like rodent, darting between boulders, or catch the flash of a hummingbird feeding on alpine nectar. The path narrows, hugging the contours of the valley, while the peaks above seem to lean closer. Soon, the San Francisco Glacier comes into view, a sprawling tongue of blue and white, creased with deep crevasses and dusted with volcanic ash. Meltwater streams carve intricate patterns through the gravel, pooling in icy lagoons that reflect the sky with mirror-like clarity. In the silence, you can almost hear the heartbeat of the mountain, the slow, relentless pulse of water and stone. El Morado is a sanctuary, not just for those who seek adventure, but for a unique cast of creatures adapted to this high-altitude world. The Andean fox slips through the shadows, while herds of guanacos graze on distant slopes. As the day wanes and the sun dips behind the peaks, the glacier glows with a soft, ethereal light. The wind carries the scent of ice and stone, and the silence deepens, inviting reflection. For those who walk these ancient paths, the reward is not only the beauty of the landscape, but the sense of connection to the mountains, to the ice, and to the story of the earth itself. Northwest of Santiago, where the coastal breeze mingles with the scent of wildflowers, lies a realm where the ancient and the living converge, La Campana National Park. Here, the rugged Cordillera de la Costa rises in granite waves, crowned by the iconic peak of Cerro la Campana. Step onto the trails of La Campana, and you enter a world brimming with biodiversity, a living museum of South America's vanishing wildlands. These ancient giants, some over 1,000 years old, are survivors from a time when palm forests stretched across the continent, their presence a living link to the distant past. Skittering among the leaf litter, the elusive Darwin's fox leaves faint tracks, a symbol of the park's role as a sanctuary for species pushed to the brink elsewhere. Overhead, the melodic calls of the Chilean mockingbird mingle with the drumming of woodpeckers and the rustle of leaves as Chucau tapaculos dart through the underbrush. Carrying the scent of eucalyptus and wild mint. Every turn reveals a new vista, sunlit valleys, tangled forests, and distant peaks shimmering on the horizon. In 1834, Charles Darwin himself stood on this summit, marveling at the panorama that unfurled before him, a patchwork of forests, vineyards, and the distant shimmer of the Pacific Ocean. From the summit, the world opens in a breathtaking sweep. To the east, the snow-capped Andes march along the horizon. To the west, the vast expanse of the ocean glimmers beyond rolling hills. Of explorers and naturalists drawn by the promise of discovery. Here the boundaries between past and present blur. Over 100 species of birds find refuge in its forests, from the dazzling green austral parakeet to the regal black-chested buzzard eagle that soars on thermals above the cliffs. And sun-baked slopes where lizards bask in the morning light. Shadows lengthen and the forest comes alive with the soft chirring of crickets and the flutter of moths. From the summit, as the sky blazes with the last colours of dusk, La Campana reveals its true magic, a place where you stand at the intersection of earth and sky, of memory and possibility. Here, among ancient palms and storied peaks, you are reminded that the richest treasures of our world are those that have endured quietly through the ages. South of the Lake District, where the rain-washed winds of Patagonia begin to shape the land, there lies a forest that feels suspended outside of time. Alerce Andino National Park. This is the domain of the Alerce, the Patagonian cypress, one of the oldest and most majestic tree species on Earth. Shafts of sunlight filter through the dense green, illuminating trunks so massive and ancient that they seem to belong to another age. Some Alerce trees here have stood for more than 3,000 years, their gnarled bark etched with the silent stories of passing centuries, witnesses to the birth of civilizations, to glaciers retreating, to the rise and fall of empires. Crystal-clear streams wind between the roots, their waters fed by the perpetual rainfall that nourishes this temperate rainforest. The hush is broken only by the distant rush of waterfalls or the calls of birds, like the shy chukao tapaculo and the striking Magellanic woodpecker, whose drumming echoes through the ancient groves. Alerce Andino is more than a sanctuary for trees. The pudu, the world's smallest deer, moves silently through the undergrowth while the endangered southern river otter slips between shadowy pools. Here, the delicate balance of life endures, protected and preserved far from the rush of the modern world. But this sanctuary is also a battleground. A place where the struggle for conservation is written into every ring of ancient wood. Today, the park stands as a testament to resilience and hope. Wandering the trails of Alerce Andino, you become acutely aware of the fragility and the strength of these ancient ecosystems. Every raindrop that nourishes the roots, every bird call that echoes in the mist, is a thread in the fabric of a world that has endured for millennia. As dusk falls, the forest deepens into shadow. The last rays of sun catch on the highest branches, painting the canopy with gold. In its ancient groves, the past and future of Chile's wild heart are held in trust, waiting for those who seek the wonder and wisdom of the trees. Here, among the timeless giants, we are humbled and inspired to become stewards of the living world. In the far northern reaches of Chile, where the Andes claw their way toward the heavens and the air is thin and electric, a hidden valley awakens each dawn in a spectacle of earth, water and fire. This is El Tatio, one of the highest and most otherworldly geyser fields on the planet. The ground crunches with frost beneath your boots, and your breath mingles with the crystalline silence. Columns of steam rise from the frozen ground, twisting and shimmering in the dawn. Dozens of geysers hiss and bubble, sending scalding plumes skyward in a dance older than memory. The Tatio Geysers, over 80 active vents scattered across a barren plateau nearly 4,300 meters above sea level, form the largest geyser field in the southern hemisphere. Boiling water surges from fissures, mud pots gurgle and spit, and hot springs carve labyrinthine channels through the mineral-rich soil. The silence is broken only by the rhythmic exhalations of steam and the distant call of a lone Andean fox. Flamingos and vicunas wander the fringes of the geothermal field, their delicate forms framed by the rising mist. Pools of turquoise and emerald dot the landscape, their surfaces broken by bubbles and ripples, the echo of the Earth's pulse. But for those who witnessed the dawn at Tatio, the memory lingers, a vision of elemental power, of nature's artistry at the edge of the sky. It is a reminder of the fragile balance that sustains life in the most extreme corners of the world. Here, at the limits of endurance, a unique ecosystem thrives. Microbes and mosses clinging to the warmth, birds and mammals adapted to the harsh, high-altitude climate. At the Tatio Geysers, the sky and the land are joined by fire and steam, and the story of our planet is written in every breath of mist. Far from any continent adrift in the infinite blue of the South Pacific lies one of the world's most remote and enigmatic places, Easter Island, or as its first people call it, Rapa Nui. Here, more than 3,500 kilometers from the Chilean mainland, a slender triangle of volcanic rock rises from the ocean, battered by winds and waves, shrouded in myth and memory. Over centuries, these settlers forged a civilization unlike any other, one that would create some of the most iconic and enduring mysteries on Earth. Scattered across Rapa Nui's windswept plains and rugged coastlines stand nearly 900 moai, colossal statues carved from volcanic tuff. Who built them and why? The answers are woven into the fabric of Rapa Nui's culture, a tapestry of legend, ritual and ancestral reverence. The moai, it is believed, embody the spirits of powerful ancestors, guardians who watch over the living and connect the people to the land, the sea and the sky. And some say the moai walked, rocked upright by ropes and human hands. Others imagine massive sledges and rolling logs. The landscape itself is a living museum. At Rano Raraku, the quarry where most moai were born, unfinished statues protrude from the earth like ancient dreams. In the shadow of the statues, the culture of the Rapa Nui people flourished, rooted in oral traditions, wood carvings, vibrant dance, and the enigmatic script known as Rongorongo. The famed birdman cult, or Tangata Manu, arose after the age of the Moai, centering on the sacred islet of Motu Nui. Each year, the bravest would compete in a perilous race to retrieve the first sooty tern egg, scaling cliffs and swimming shark-infested waters, a ritual of endurance, faith and renewal. Deforestation, resource depletion and societal upheaval tested the island's people, as did the arrival of outsiders, traders, missionaries and explorers who brought new challenges and new connections to the world beyond the horizon. The land is stark yet luminous, velvet green fields dotted with wild horses, volcanic craters brimming with water and reeds, and endless vistas where the ocean meets the sky in an unbroken blue embrace. The sunsets here are legendary, painting the moai in molten gold and casting their shadows long across the earth. On Rapa Nui, the past is never far away. It lives in the stones, in the songs, and in the eyes of a people shaped by isolation, ingenuity, and the endless horizon. It is a place where the questions remain as compelling as the answers, a living riddle, etched in stone and carried on the wind at the furthest edge of the world. And so, our journey through Chile's realms of wonder draws to a close. But the story is far from over. From the towering peaks of Patagonia to the silent sentinels of Easter Island, we have only scratched the surface of a land where every horizon promises a new adventure, every landscape tells a tale, and every moment invites awe. Thank you for traveling with us across deserts and glaciers, through ancient forests and emerald lakes, along windswept coasts, and into the heart of enduring mysteries. Chile is a country shaped by the elements, by time, and by the indomitable spirit of its people. Its beauty is not just in the places you've seen, but in the stories that linger in the air, the legends etched in stone, and the dreams carried on the wind. As you close this chapter, remember, these wonders are not just images on a screen, they are invitations, whispers from the edge of the world, calling you to explore, to discover, and to find your own place in the tapestry of Chile. Whether you seek adventure, solace, or inspiration, this land awaits you with open arms and endless horizons. If these scenes have sparked your imagination, don't let the journey end here. Like and subscribe to join us for more explorations across the world's hidden marvels. And when you're ready, let Chile's wonders welcome you in person, where every step is a story and every view a memory waiting to be made. Until next time, keep wondering, and remember, the world is full of magic, just waiting for you to find it.